The North Dakota Job Service staff will visit the main library on October 17th from 2 to 4 p.m. to provide job-seeking assistance, veteran services, information on training programs, resume building assistance, limited unemployment insurance assistance, and migrant and seasonal farm workers services. Teens are invited to register to make their own spooky terrariums on the October 19th at the main library as well. Kids of all ages are invited to recognizing reptiles, the not-so-creepy callers, at the main library at 10 a.m. October 28th, featuring live, cold-blooded creatures of all kinds brought to the library by members of the NDSU Herpetology Club. The National Academy of Construction selected the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Fargo-Moorhead Metropolitan Area Flood Risk Management Project as the recipient of its Recognition of Special Achievement Award, which highlights creativity, innovation, vision, and accomplishments of practitioners in engineering, design, and construction industries. The award was presented to the members of the Diversion Authority and the Corps at a ceremony last weekend in Boston. On September 29th, 12 new firefighters graduated from the Joint Training Academy, 6 from the Fargo Fire Department and 6 from the West Fargo Fire Department. These recruits completed a 15-week program to help develop skills to serve Fargo and West Fargo communities. In this video, you will hear from the Fargo recruits on why they chose a career in firefighting and see some of the intense training as they did throughout the academy. Our comms team made this a little longer because we have some time to make up before we get to 5:15, and that will help us get there. Plus, it's a good story, right? It's a nice
Absolutely.
video.
The exciting thing for me is, as we're doing this is our 8th time doing this together, our two communities are committed to this process. And we see this as a great opportunity for you guys to start a career together because we're neighbors. And we're gonna do nothing but work more closely together.
We're very unique in that we do this joint academy, and we're the only ones in the state that are doing something like this. But really, it's the model moving forward for what we're looking at in consolidated operations between two cities and how we keep helping each other as we grow and help with our shortcomings. This is only something that's building us further and further into the future.
Well, I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, so I moved up here in 2018. Brought my kids and my wife, and we love the city. We love the family aspect of Fargo, and so we stayed here, and I want to make Fargo a better place.
I played college football, so that team aspect is something I've been craving ever since I graduated college. And then when I saw that the fire department was hiring, just thought, why not? At Captain Werlinger said, I mean, this is the ultimate team sport because you're relying on the person next to you for everything, really.
I was born here, so I like Fargo. I want to give back to the community. So this is my way of finding a job, finding a career that's stable, and knowing what it stands for.
Something that draws me to fire is the team aspect of it, and of course helping your community. That's something that I've kind of been doing all these years. I love being physically active. It's something I'd always wanted to do, but I hadn't seen a lot of women in the field. You know, growing up in small towns, it's very male dominated. So when I saw, you know, more and more women in our community getting involved, and my kids are getting older, I decided it was a good time to jump in and give it a shot.
Well, I mean, I do like the Fargo area, and I was in the area at the time. And the fact that Fargo kind of has their own in-house training really helped because just because I don't have any experience firefighting prior to this. So.
Well, I've always wanted to help people. I like the team aspect of the job, hanging out with like people who have the same goals as you, and I wanted a career firefighter job. They more opportunity to grow.
My dad and a couple uncles and some cousins were on a volunteer fire department back home, so growing up I was always around that, and I was kind of an adrenaline junkie, so I wanted to do something exciting.
I've never wanted a job where I sat down and was bored all day. I wanted to be a firefighter because it's different every day. You meet new people every day, you have different situations, different challenges, and I knew that I would never get bored.
Firefighting has always just been a dream of mine since a kid, and so my dad was a volunteer firefighter. I did volunteer firefighting before this, and really just noticed I enjoyed that more than my day-to-day job. And so when the opportunity came up, I took a jump and said, let's give this a try.
I've always wanted to help people. I wanted to be a part of a team that was almost more of a family opposed to just going to work and leaving at the end of the day. I just wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself.
The big thing about choosing Fargo for me was I grew up in the area, and I always felt like it was good to stay close to home and serve the community that I grew up around, and how fast Fargo's growing, and the members of the department are huge for me. I mean, everybody likes to train, everybody likes to teach the younger generation coming up.
A lot of my family members are actually firefighters. It's kind of a long-running thing in my family. For a while, I actually wanted to be a nurse, but school wasn't for me. I like work with my hands, I like hard work, so I figured why not try out to be a firefighter, see what it was about. Then I got hired as paid on call for West Fargo and loved it so much I decided to try and get full-time.
Fire Academy is 16 weeks. We started out doing our EMT certification, so a lot of training there, a lot of good hands-on medical skills. And then we got into fire, so we had kind of different focuses throughout the week, a lot of hands-on, a lot of skill work, a lot of book work, just getting good reps in with our teams, working with each other, pulling hose, flowing water, lots of ladder work, just about anything you could think of.
Yeah, I feel like learning all the different tools, how to operate different tools, equipment. I mean, I didn't have any prior experience with the fire service before this, so yeah, it's been a lot of new information. The EMT section was a lot of new information for me as well. So yeah, I feel like that's been the most difficult part, but the most rewarding because I've learned the most I've learned, I mean, for sure, in my life probably these past few weeks, so.
It's great. I love being able to take all of that book knowledge and prove to myself that I can do everything that the book says that I should be able to do. To be able to get the background and the book knowledge and what they tell you you're able to do, and then to be able to have a captain there, have a senior firefighter show you exactly what you're doing and put it to work. It really just proves that like everything goes hand in hand and you can do what the book is telling you can do.
I guess the book work, I would say, yeah, a lot of book work, it's like, kind of like going back to school again. A lot of stuff to study, a lot of things to memorize. I've always preferred like the hands-on stuff, so that comes a little easier, I think, to me. It just kind of, I think, clicks a little easier once you go and actually do it.
Learning the stages is eye-opening. Before the academy, I didn't know about the flow paths or the flashover. Learning all this is completely new, but actually going in and see it and working with it, it all comes together. The more you're in the academy, the more you're learning, the more you're asking questions with other classmates of yours. It comes together at the end.
The new strategies that are out there for firefighting has really, it's been very interesting to me to learn. I love problem solving, and it really seems to be just a problem solving that you have to do. So does it need more oxygen? Does it need water? Where the fire is going to go, how it's going to go. That's always been something that I'm picking up and learning. I definitely not expert at it, but something that is cool to see how, just opening a window and then applying water in a specific spot can make a big fire go away real quick.
I guess that it all comes down to like the fundamentals. You have to learn how to do the little things before you can do the big things. You can't just go running into a fire and putting it out. You've got to learn how to deploy the hose, work with your team. You just can't go running in.
You read the book and you're not always quite sure how to do everything. So many people that you can ask questions, you can ask them how they would do this or that, and you just get a wide perspective of different ways you can do stuff.
I think it's great to start building that relationship in the academy, and so like we worked out with the Fargo PD recruits a few times. It's good to see they're starting off just like we're starting off. I'm sure we'll see them on the streets once we get out there. Even Sanford Ambulance, we had one day just to go over there and learn how to take the stretcher out, learn how to use the stair chair, learn how to use their tools because they have different tools than we do. You kind of learn how everybody does everything and how to work together proficiently.
It's been fun being able to understand that more. And I mean, we get told this almost every day that like, if somebody doesn't know who to call or what to do, they're going to call the fire department. And I think that's really cool because for us it's problem solving and it's being able to work and use ideas off of each other, and all of that together has been fun because, I mean, you're kind of shooting ideas out there to see if it works, and sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
I think for being part of the Joint Academy, it was one of those things we figured out real quick to embrace the suck of it all. To like, hey, you're not going to know everything, you're not going to be the strongest at everything, you're going to figure out who you are as what you need to improve on and what you are able to help your classmates be better at and what they can do to make you a better firefighter as well. And then by the end of this, there's going to be a lot more that we need to learn, but we have a good understanding where we can be competent firefighters.
I think what I'm looking to gain out of current firefighting is making a change, hopefully being able to affect somebody's life in a positive impact or help them on their worst day. I like to help people around me. It brings me a lot of joy to be able to see people at the end of the day, like, just know we're there for them.